What is up, Broncos fans? The Denver Broncos show back here again to do another video and talk about another Broncos win. Of course, the Broncos beat the Cleveland Browns 26-23 in overtime in Cleveland yesterday. Huge win for us. We're now 6-0 on the year, heading to the bye week undefeated. So you got to be happy with that. But still, it's kind of the same old for the Broncos team here in this game. Our offense struggles mightily, and our defense once again saves our ass. So not much new, in terms of what the Broncos are doing to win. Now, talking about the offense here in this game, obviously we didn't play well once again offensively. We struggled, but I do think we did make some improvements here in this game against Cleveland offensively. And honestly, I thought from a balance point of view, I thought this was probably the most balanced game we've played offensively all season long. We finished with 442 total yards here against the Browns defense. We had 290 passing yards. I thought we did a good job of taking some shots down the field here against the Browns secondary. And we ran the ball effectively finally. We had 152 rushing yards here against the Browns. That was huge for us. Ronnie Hillman was phenomenal here in this game. He finishes with 20 carries for 111 yards. He averaged 5.6 yards per carry here in this game against the Browns defense. And, I got to give our interior offensive line a lot of credit. I thought they did a good job of punching the Browns defensive front in the mouth. And I got to give Matt Paradis, our center, a lot of credit. He's a guy that obviously I've been hard on this season. I've criticized frequently. I've said multiple times I think Max Garcia is better and should be starting over him at center. But I thought this was definitely Matt Paradis' best game in terms of his run blocking ability here against the Browns. I thought he was great. I thought he made some really key blocks, anchored our offensive line in some really fantastic runs by Ronnie Hillman here in this game. And again, Ronnie Hillman was great. Thought he showed some great vision. I thought he made some beautiful cuts in this game. Did a great job getting to the edge, utilizing his quickness and speed to make some plays in the open field and get out into the open field, get to that second level and make a few guys miss. And again, he was great. 111 yards, 5.6 yards per carry for Hillman. And if there's any question who the starting running back in Denver is, this game probably put that to bed. C.J. Anderson also was solid here in this game, but there's no question from here on out, Ronnie Hillman should be the lead back for us going forward. And again, credit to our interior offensive line and mainly Matt Paradis for doing a good job in the run block here against the Browns. Talking about Peyton Manning, obviously he did not perform well once again here against Cleveland. He didn't play well. He continues to struggle this season. And in my last video, the recap for the Oakland game, I obviously had some choice words for Peyton Manning about the way he's been playing so far this season and his performance against the Raiders. So I'm not going to be, I guess, as harsh in this video as I was in that video, and I don't want to just keep criticizing the guy when everyone else is. I mean, there's plenty of Broncos fans and football fans and media members alike that that they're already criticizing Peyton Manning enough that I don't really need to do it. I don't want to heap on the criticism, so to say. But let's be real here. Peyton Manning once again played like shit. He goes 26 of 48. Which is extremely, extremely pathetic, for 290 yards, 1 touchdown, and of course throws 3 interceptions. Now has 10 interceptions on the season, which is first in the NFL, which is unfucking believable. I would have never thought going into the season that through 6 games, Peyton Manning would be leading the league in interceptions. So. Yeah, I mean, just extremely poor outing for Peyton Manning. Once again, played like shit. I like that we, again, were more aggressive with our play calling offensively and took some shots down the field, but it really didn't matter because Peyton was ineffective in terms of pushing the ball down the field. Was very inaccurate with his throws down the field. Now, I give him a lot of credit for the touchdown throw that he did have to Emmanuel Sanders, that 75-yard freaking dime, threw that on a rope to Emmanuel Sanders, hit him right in stride, and Emmanuel did the rest. And I give him a lot of credit for throwing that type of pass, especially after the pick 6 that he had to Carlos Stansby. A lot of these interceptions that Peyton Manning has had, if not most of them, have been because of his eyes, because he just stares down the receiver the whole way, and the defender just reads his eyes and is able to make an easy read and get an easy interception. That happened here twice in this game. He just, on the other pick that Dansby had, not the pick 6, but the other pick Dansby had on him, he was just looking at the receiver the whole way, and he was also thrown into double coverage on both of them. It's just, his decision-making has been awful this year. His accuracy has been the worst I think it's definitely been in his 3-4 seasons now with Denver. And again, his eyes are kind of letting him down. He's just staring down the receiver the whole way. And you look at what Peyton's done through 6 games now going into the bye week. He has thrown for 1,524 yards, which is solid. That's ranked 11th in the NFL. But he's thrown for 10 interceptions, which again leads the NFL. I think he has the worst quarterback rating in the NFL. It's like him and Ryan Mallett, which is ridiculous. And I know we're winning, so I don't want to complain too much, but you look at the second half of our schedule. We play Green Bay, obviously, coming out of the bye week. We play New England. We play the Colts. We play the Chargers twice. We play the Bengals. We play Oakland again. If this type of play continues from Peyton Manning, we're not going to win many games in the second half of the season. And again, I know this might be a little bit drastic what I'm about to say, but going into the bye week, and Gary Kubiak can continue to not have very much perspective and say that Peyton Manning's playing fine, but I really think he needs to consider starting Brock Osweiler going into this bye week and starting him in Week 8 against Green Bay when we come out of the bye, because if Peyton Manning plays like this against Green Bay, we're not only are we not going to win, but we're going to lose by like 30 points. So, again, just a horrible job by Peyton Manning. Again, credit to him for making that throw when he did. And he was inaccurate this game, but there were a lot of drops, especially by Demaryius Thomas. But, man, oh, man, the awful play from Peyton Manning continues. And once again, he plays like shit here against the Browns. And, again, is leading the league now in interceptions. And lastly, just want to give our O-line, I already gave Matt Paradis and them credit for the run block. I also thought they did a damn good job in the pass protection. The Browns had 0 sacks here in this game. They only had 2 quarterback hits. Again, this kind of is another reason why the way Peyton Manning played in this game and has been playing is so poor, is so shocking, I guess, because the first couple games the O-line wasn't protecting him very well, but this game in Oakland, I think our O-line's done pretty well in the pass protection. And again, for him to throw 3 picks when he doesn't even get sacked, he wasn't really hurried in this game. That's obviously a cause of concern. But we got some of the bad things we did offensively. Again, we were terrible on third down. You go 4 of 18 on third downs. Can't do that. Again, you're kind of leaving your defense out to dry and on the field way too long and allowing them to fatigue and allow the other offense to I guess, sustain drives and get in a rhythm. Again, 4 of 18 on third downs offensively. You got to be better. The play calling's got to be better on third downs as well. I can't stand these little check downs that we always do on third down. We got to take more shots, which we did in this game. Again, I don't want to take too many shots at the play calling, but still on third downs, man, got to stop being so goddamn conservative. We're like the preacher's daughter in terms of our third down play calling. It's pretty ridiculous. Again, the 3 turnovers already talked about. The 3 interceptions by Peyton Manning. Again, all were pretty bad. The pick 6 by Dansby was kind of not his fault, but I mean the other 2, he's just staring down the receiver the whole time and throwing into double coverage. Just can't make those type of mistakes and can't commit 3 turnovers and expect to beat the quality of teams that we're going to be playing here in the second half of the season. And once again, you don't finish drives offensively. You go 0-3 in the red zone. Again, cannot play that poorly in terms of your execution in the red zone, in the red area, the shorter field, and not finish drives again against the likes of Green Bay, New England, Indy, Cincinnati, San Diego, and expect to win. So another, I would say, subpar performance, no question, by our offense. But again, they do enough to get the job done. And again, our defense saved our ass once again. Defense, once again, great. And again, it comes down to pressuring the quarterback and forcing turnovers. We had 3 turnovers in this game. Of course, Talib gets another pick 6. Beautiful job of reading McCown's eyes, jumping the route, taking it to the house. You love that. Bruton gets a huge interception that was caused by Shaq Barrett actually hitting Josh McCown's arm, was able to pressure him. Bruton gets a huge pick there with under a minute left in the fourth quarter to save our ass. And then, of course, the forced fumble by Shaquille Barrett, who had a huge game here against Cleveland, where he was able to he absolutely obliterated Josh McCown, was able to knock the ball away and force a fumble there. That was huge. I think he also got the fumble recovery. So you like that. Once again, being opportunistic, creating turnovers. Our defense has just been so flawless at that this season. You get to the quarterback, you pressure the quarterback. We finished with 4 sacks here against Cleveland. We had 8 quarterback hits, so you love that. We just beat up Josh McCown throughout this game for all 4 quarters. And again, Shaquille Barrett was huge in this game. He finished with 1.5 sacks here in this game. Malik Jackson had a huge sack there in overtime. That was big for us. He did a great job once again of giving us that interior pressure and collapsing that pocket and getting in Josh McCown's face and getting into his vision of his throwing lanes. And then Brandon Marshall also was able to get another sack, I think, on a linebacker blitz. So you love seeing that. Once again, forcing turnovers and getting sacks and getting to the opposing quarterback. That's kind of been the theme of our defense. They did a great job of that here once again against Cleveland. Lastly, I got to talk about Shaquille Barrett because he was huge in this game again, starting in place at DeMarcus Ware. In the last 2 games, Shaquille Barrett has recorded 16 tackles, 3 forced fumbles and now 2.5 sacks. He was all over the place here in this game. Again, he was able to get that forced fumble sack at the same time on Josh McCown, which was huge for us. And he was able to hit Josh McCown's arm, was able to get to him, pressure him, hit his arm there in the fourth quarter to force that David Bruton interception. And then he had a huge tackle for loss on Robert Turbin there in overtime, I think after Peyton Manning threw the interception that kind of was able to take Cleveland out of field goal range. So he was great all over the field. Just want to shout out Shaquille Barrett again. McManus, once again, playing like the best kicker in football right now. Goes 4-5 for his field goals attempts here in this game. Hits the game winner. Once again, plays great. Brandon McManus has just been super consistent this year. I think he's 16 for 17 now in field goals, and once again is able to save us and hit the game-winning field goal there in overtime. So it's good to get a bye week, get rejuvenated, and then of course, we come out of the bye and we play Green Bay, who's also on a bye week, who's also 6-0 at home on primetime Sunday Night Football. Gonna be a hell of a test for the Broncos because Green Bay is playing phenomenal. Obviously, they were my Super Bowl pick in the preseason, so we'll see what happens. It's going to be a fun one. So also leave me a comment below. What do you think of our upcoming game again against Green Bay, coming out of the week, coming out of the bye in Week 8. Again, cannot talk in this video. So, yeah, as always, guys, go Broncos. Good to be 6-0. Good to be undefeated. Not sure it's going to be lasting much longer, especially when we face Green Bay coming out of the bye. Take care, guys.